Therapeutic Thursday. We always skip Wednesday because that's usually a contest. I mail out the contest winning prizes. I was out of town last week, so I have 2 of them to put in the mail. So if you're one of the 2 waiting for your prize, it'll go in. I don't know, it's 3 o'clock. After 3 o'clock today, I probably won't make it to the post office, but we'll definitely go in the mail tomorrow. So Therapeutic Thursday, a question that's been posed: how much of our identity is tied up in our disability or our relationship with our disability, or even your relationship with your disease? To begin to even process this, we must define disability, and disability is a physical or mental condition that limits a person's movements, senses, or activities. So as a special education teacher, I never really had the a problem of calling myself disabled or thinking of myself as differently abled now. But I know that can be a really hard transition. Not everyone with aortic disease is left with a disability, and most of our disabilities are not visible either. But for those of you who have been significantly affected by aortic disease or its repercussions, what is your relationship between yourself and your disability? Some of the community prefer to use the terms less able versus disabled, or differently abled. Whenever possible, try to flip the script and make it change your mindset. However, there are ways to be mindful of those things that are mindful of those that are disabled. Elia Cooks Campbell wrote a very interesting article in Better Up titled "Why You Shouldn't Use Differently Abled Anymore." And this is what she wrote. As writer and disability rights activist Emily Ledoux puts it in her piece from the Center for Disability Rights, we are all differently abled. The use of the term implies a standard body that has standard skills and a standard mind that thinks in standard ways. Who among us really fits that description? We all have ways of navigating the world that utilize our unique strengths and compensate for our weaknesses. Different is standard, and it's those who have had the privilege of designing the world around themselves that don't think so. So, I mean, I completely agree with this. We all have our own way of doing things based on our strengths and needs. I am a terrible speller unless I can write it down. If you ask me to spell a word and I don't have a paper or pencil in front of me, I'll use my finger to try to write it out because I'm so visual that way. So if you are not a visual learner, you have found ways to compensate for your weaknesses, way before aortic disease. If you're an auditory learner and you were able to learn the multiplication facts by singing them, that was a different way of learning, neither better or worse. So we do all have different ways of learning and dealing with our abilities. So that was a nice little quote there. I liked that one.